Hey there guys, BladeWolf88 here, bringing you something a little bit different today. Thought I'd show you some of the key points to follow when playing Black Ops Zombies, such as how to get the Pack-a-Punch earlier, how to get yourself a nice zombie shield, as well as the Civil Protector and the Apothecary Servant. So we're going to jump straight into it, and first off we're going to farm some zombies. So 2 shots in, and then knife. Best way to get points. We're going to do this till there's 1 zombie left. That will put us in a position to have a little look around the map without having to worry so much. This way it means that we're getting the most points, because getting headshots, although it does give you more points than a standard shot, it does mean, unfortunately, that you're not actually getting the most points off the body. So by doing 2 shots and then stabbing them, you get more points for stabbing while still getting the thing. So 2, stab like that. So we're going to leave that 1 zombie up for now. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to repair some of these boundaries a bit, because that'll give us a few more points as we're going this one solo for now. If you're playing this with friends, it will be a lot easier, because they'll be doing stuff as well as you. You're not relying on one person. So first off, we're going to quickly do this while this guy has a little nap here. Right, so the first step, the most important step, is to make this as smooth as possible, is opening this gate. So you're going to open that gate up straight away, and we can have a little look around in case they have left a fumigator nearby. In this case, it's on this crate. Sometimes it can spawn in the back of this truck, sometimes it can spawn on this wall. But the very first step is we're going to lure the zombie over this way a little ways. So she comes over and says hi, and then we're going to get the beast. We use the beast to access things that we can't access whilst humans, so such as breaking open this door and zapping this crate to turn on that power supply, and breaking open this box for the summoning core we're going to need later. We're then also going to pop over here, zap that control point, because we're going to need to get that later. I'll show you why shortly. We're going to zip up here super quick. We need to sprint around very fast. I might not make it actually looking at this, but I'll be as quick as I can. But unfortunately, it looks like we're not going to make it, but I'll show you that on the next wave. So I'll talk you through what we've just got. We have just opened up this little doorway here, which gives us a free power-up later on, as well as this summoning core, so we'll grab that. But the reason I shocked that little thing over there is it moves this crate round and gives us the first of our summoning items. The summoning items are very, very important to us, because we need them to get the worms that we require in order to summon the Pack-a-Punch machine. The Pack-a-Punch machine is what you use to power up your weapons so that you can survive the later waves. As you can see, I'm still not killing that zombie right now, because we want to make sure we've got as much done that we possibly can on this wave before we continue. Okay, but we can't access this brazier now because I've already activated this wave, so it's not purple. But what we can do, we're going to be a little bit sneaky with this one. We're going to pop over to one of the other braziers nearby, so we can get the door open without having to end the wave early, and so we can turn on the speed cola machine, because we're going to need that later. So we're going to access this, zap the speed cola machine, and then we're going to pop over here. Once again, zip line up to the top, run our way round here. Usually what would happen is you only normally get 1 beast summon per person per wave, so usually you'd have 1 person doing one bit, 1 person doing another, but we've managed to get everything done, because in single player they're a little bit more lenient on how quickly things spawn. Okay, so once you're finished with the beast, it returns you to your body. So we have the summoning pen that we need, which is great. We have opened the way to the summoning room so that we can start that, and we still have that 1 zombie up. Although there's 1 guy stuck in there, but we'll just kill him off. So that was wave 1. We're already done loads, and we're still on wave 1. So we can now repair these boundaries to get ourselves a few more points. We can... that one's already repaired. That makes things easier. So what we're going to never do a summoning when all the zombies are up, because where it's in such an enclosed space, as you'll see shortly, it makes it very, very difficult to get around without getting your ass handed to you. So we can take these zombies out nice and easy. As you can see, I'm still using only the basic pistol at this point, because there's no need to spend out the money on the other weapons just now, because these are the earlier waves. We don't really need to worry about it too much. So as you can see, I'm still only putting 2 bullets and then stabbing. That way we're getting the most out of our pistol as well.
No touching. I warned you.
And once again, as before, we will be leaving one of the zombies up. So this is our elected friend here. We'll let him live. So we're going to be cheeky. While he's running slowly, we're going to rebuild these barriers, get ourselves all topped back up again before he catches up to us. And we'll do the same again over here. And then we're going to go up and commit the first summon. Each summon is relatively simple to do. All you got to do, you take the fountain pen that you've collected from that first section there, bring it round to this room. You then place it on the pedestal, you see it's appeared there, and then you pick up the summoning globe, or you place the summoning globe that you picked up earlier. As you've noticed, these guys have started spawning. We're going to keep avoiding them. There's no point in shooting them because they just respawn. So you just dodge around them and move in one direction as a group if more than one of you is in here. Because the more people that's in the room with you, the quicker the event goes through. But you just keep running around until that happens. And there we go, we have a worm. That's the first worm of 4, which we need to summon the Pack-a-Punch. So that is summoning event number 1 done. Done and dusted. So we've got plenty of ammo due to that max ammo pickup earlier, so we don't need to worry about doing that right now. So we can easily move on to the next summoning section, which will take place just around the corner here actually. We'll be going over to the Waterfront District. So what we do, we're going to open this doorway here, we're going to activate the beast again, and we're going to sprint down here and look up there. You'll see there's a hook point again. So we hook up, turn completely around behind us, another hook point, bam, and we've knocked that crate down. We will come back to that shortly, but what we now need to do is quickly hook shot across to here, and we want to jump down there, because we need to open the way to the summon. So we're going to sprint around this corner super fast and hit this doorway, bam, perfect. So what will happen when we now go down into this district, you will notice round to our right here a little golden glow. And this is the summoning piece number 2, the championship bell. When you pick up these, as I said before, these guys will spawn. And it's best to just get rid of them because they float around, they're really annoying, and they just need a good slap. So once you've cleared that, you've got the item on you, you open these doorways, and you work your way through. What we're going to be doing is we're going to run down these stairs here, down to the boxing ring, which is actually the second summoning location that we need for this point. Which is right here, which is the door that we snuck down and opened earlier. So, as before, you go in, you place down the belt, press the button again to begin the ritual, and pick a direction and start moving around. In this case, because it's quite tight, you're going to want to shoot any that spawn in front of you, like that, because you need to keep a good solid route going.
Don't you dare even look at me wrong.
Ideally, you don't want to be shooting them, because obviously it does waste ammo, but this way you can kind of control them. So I'm waiting for them to get close to me, so they don't spawn in front of me, and then I just run around. See, nice and simple. And because I'm in single player mode, I can just go and grab that straight away. But you want to leave this room very quickly, and I'll show you why in just a second, because the moment you step outside, a Magua spawns. These guys are bastards. They take a lot of damage, and you can only kill them when their mouth is open. So you get like this. That popped one of his heads. He has 3 of them. You have to do that 2 more times. But after you do pop a head, you have to run away for a while, because he will sprint at you, and you cannot do any damage to him because he won't open his mouth. So at this point, we just keep it casual. Wait for him to slow down a bit again. Pop another head. And every time you pop a head, one of those annoying little bug bastards will spawn. But we're going to keep moving because, as you can see, we are getting a bit low on ammo. So we're not going to stop and turn around and try and shoot him at this point. We're going to go and get ourselves a weapon because we are going to need one. So we'll keep sprinting over here. We'll grab ourselves a shotgun. And bam! We killed the Magua. And he dropped us a 2 times point bonus. And a Magua heart. The Magua heart is essential for creating the Apothecarian Servant that we need later. But, more importantly right now, we're in a position to open the doorway to go through and get the next summoning item and unlock the route to the next summoning junction, okay? But what we're going to do, because we need to do this really, really quickly, is we're going to activate this beast. We then need to pop this box. We then need to open this door down here. And if you look up there, there's another hook. So we hook straight up there. And we zap that little chest thing. And zap this one down here. Then we need to sprint back up, jump over here, and hit that box down. We then return to our human form. The box will fall on the floor and given us access to our third summoning piece that we need. So there we go. Now all we need to do is get a few more points so that we can open up the way to the summoning location number 3. So we've got plenty of ammo, so that makes things a lot easier. I'm going to wait till the zombies start to spawn before I pick this up, because obviously we don't want to waste it. Plus we need the points too, so you know. So that flame is rebuilt, so it's ready for the next wave. This has started flashing, so I'm going to pick that up. And let's see, we've got 1,000 points, so we need 250 more points to open the gateway, and then we can get the next summoning location done. Again, with zombies, you want to make sure you are checking around you. Never stand facing one direction for too long, because they will sneak up on you on the later waves, and it's better to get into the habit early on so that you don't mess up, basically. So always keep a check around you. And while we are killing a few of these zombies, I'll give you a few tips for making sure you can get all the parts for the Apothecarian Servant later. You'll notice that I picked up a Fumigator at the start of the game. They are used to open these pods, but these pods aren't very useful at low level. You have 3 different colours: green, red, and purple. Green has a chance of spawning a zombie, dropping a grenade, potentially dropping a weapon, or spawning one of those little flying bastards. We don't want that. What we want to do is we actually want to wait until we can get them to look purple. You do that by completing waves without harvesting the pod. So basically you see a green pod, you leave it. You see a red pod, just leave it. You wait until you're in a position to see the purple pod spawning. You then use the Fumigator on it, and it has a chance of dropping some of the parts that you need for the servant, as well as dropping some nice bonuses such as the Fire Sale perk, maximum ammo, things like that. So it's in your best interest not to waste them. But we now have enough money to open this doorway and make our way through. Over there is the Burlesque Theatre. We need to get in there, so we're going to activate the beast and we're going to come over. Because you can't buy the way in. You have to look up here and zip line up, turn around and shock that open. That's the way you do it. That's how you get inside the theatre and to summoning point number 3. So as we've only got one zombie up, we've got plenty of time, so we can head straight in and begin the summoning on part 3. Normally, in a multiplayer game, you'll have one person collecting each worm, so you have to work as a team, but because this is a solo game that I'm playing right now, I can pick them all up, so it makes it easier. But again, pick a direction, start running in it. If one spawns in front of you, kill it, but don't bother killing it if you can avoid it. But I'm going to make sure, dodge the zombie, because you don't want to end the wave too quickly and end up with hundreds of bloody things. So literally, you're just going to keep going in a circle as best you can. Kill that guy because there's another zombie here. But you just go around in a circle like this, avoiding killing unless you absolutely have to, because this way you can maximise the use of your ammo. Right, so we then wait for the worm to appear, we pick her up, and that's 3 out of 4. We're almost in a position to go and do the Pack-a-Punch. But we're going to ignore the zombies again for now, because we can leave here, we can get ourselves outside, and we can make our way round to the final summoning item and the final summon location that we're going to need. So what we're doing now is we're going to head along to the Canal District, which is the left-hand turning from when you first come in. But if you'd like, on the way through, you can always have a look at your different pods, see whether they've grown. As you can see, that one is still green, but it's pulsing because it's ready to become red. You can see? But we now need to open our way through to the Canal District over here, which is going to cost us 1,000 points. We don't have enough. So the easiest way to do that is obviously killing zombies. But we've still got a few left, so it's always worth checking in case any of these there we go, we can make some points easily here, just by rebuilding that, without having to end a wave, because the sooner you can get Pack-a-Punch in the waves, the best advantage you get for getting ahead. So, it makes a lot of sense to just take it slow, take it steady. Yes, it's a bit boring at first, but it does mean you're in a lot better position to get past, like, those waves 15, waves 20, things like that. It makes your life a hell of a lot easier. See, just like that, we've got enough to open the gate without actually having to end the wave and make things a lot more difficult for us. So, we can simply progress around here, just like that. I think we may actually have to end the wave because I do need to get over there as well. Because the summoning point is up in that room over there. So I think probably by far the best thing to do is for me to go back and give that zombie a little slap and start the next wave. Wherever she may be. Ah, there she is, she's coming through here. We'll let her break these fences, because once we've shot her, we can just rebuild them and get some free points. Come on, open it. There we go. So it seems like we do have a few more zombies left. So, is there one over there? No. But there is this one here. So we'll wait for him to come over. Just like that. So as you can see, we're on wave 4, and already we have 3 out of the 4 required pieces that we need. So it does make things a hell of a lot easier for us in the later game. And as we've not been collecting those pods, that means they're that much closer to becoming those purple pods that we're going to need later on without having to rush. So right now we just sit and relax. What we can do is we can see if we can open up a way around. So we can zipline right up here, like so. Run round this corner and zip that little bugger right there. And zip that little bugger right there, because that gives us double tap root beer and a way up to it without having to spend the money to get it open, which is always a plus. So we're going to return to human. And we're going to start picking off some zombies, because we're going to need the points. So, again, always make sure you check in behind you, because obviously that way is open. We don't want them coming through and sneaking up on us. Because they will do that. They will chase you, and they will make your life very difficult. See, we don't want that nuke, really. We're going to run past it because we want to get the points. So always check around you. Give yourself a little bit of running room, you see. So go back on yourself a little, so that way you've got places to fall back on and reload if you need to. So, have we got enough points? No, I don't think we do. So we'll kill you. Let's see. 1250. So we're not too far off. What we can do is we can pop down here. Run past her. Kill him. And we'll see if we can get another point on there. And we now have enough to go through without having to end the wave again. That's what it's all about at this point, is doing basically as little as possible to maximize your money. So we can now open this doorway. Oh, we can't activate the curse just yet because I don't have enough, so that's fair enough. But what we can do is we can have a little check around. So we've got another pod there which will now start to activate. I think we may actually have to end this wave, guys, so let's pop him in the head. These workstations, just so you know, we'll be using these later on to build the zombie shield and the apothecary servant, because you have to assemble the parts at specific points in order to actually progress. But it's easy enough to do, it's not a problem. I'll be showing you that as well. So look, we're on wave 5 now. We now have access to the beast. So what we're going to do, we're going to activate him, break this box open here, and we need to run down these stairs, shock that box, run all the way around here, break this door open, and break that open like that, you see? That way it gives us the free access that we need to get round. And we're good to go, so we can now start shooting some zombies.
Up close?
Again, always check behind you. That's a very important point.
I really need some bullets.
Right. As the reason I said to get the KRM earlier on is because one of those guns that you can go back and get topped up without too much hassle. So what we're going to do is we're going to head back over to where we actually first purchased it. Oh, actually no, we don't need to do that. We can run over to the point back at the start here, because if I remember rightly, it's a max ammo. So we can now reload our gun, and we can go back to killing zombies. Again, checking behind you every once in a while just to see where they're coming from. At this point you want to start to slow down and get an idea on how many zombies you have left to work with, because as I say before, you don't want to be killing them all off and having no ability to get anything done. So they're starting to slow down a bit now, so what we can do is while they're hobbling around trying to get to us, we can go over and complete the final bit of the summoning ritual that we need. So as before, we need to head over to the Ruby Rabbit. But we need to shock and activate it, which I forgot to do because I'm a simpleton. So what we'll do is we'll get a few more points. And then we'll reset the wave like that.
Kill who?
Okay, every few waves you'll get a special wave like we're about to get now. This one is flyers. This one's always an easy one to be aware of. So flyers will start spawning everywhere. Don't let them overwhelm you. It is best to try and keep moving once they all start to spawn, because although they don't hurt too much, they have the big guy with them. And the big guy, as you remember from before, takes a bit of work.
Don't you dare touch me.
Luckily, there are no zombies for this wave, so it makes things a lot simpler for you. So as we've popped ahead, you'll notice now red rather than green. So they're starting to progress to the stage that we need. That's head number 2.
How many you got left?
We're going to head down to one of these alleyways here, so we've got ourselves a bit of breathing room to fall back on. And what we want to do is we want to clear up some of these little blighters. So there should only be one flyer left, so we're not going to bother killing him just now. We're going to keep ourselves moving. And what we might actually do is we might actually go and grab Speed Cola, because Speed Cola is very, very useful at this point, because it gives you a lot more ability to maneuver around and dodge the zombies. So it's only 2,000, so it's not too bad, but what it does mean is I can sprint for a lot longer, and you're a lot faster in general, so it does help out with getting around. So again, we're going to head back round to the Ruby Rose, which I'd forgotten to open up with the Beast, unfortunately, so that's my mistake there. So we're going to grab the Beast again now. And lo and behold, there is our zip point at the top there. We then need to go in, and if I remember rightly, it's on the ground floor here that we need to open the zip point to get in. So we go round here, down the stairs, and lo and behold, there she is, right there. So that will open the stairway for you to get through. So we're going to return straight to the body, so we can start the wave.
I just realized. What if one time I don't finish that?
So here is the final summoning point that we need. So we need to go and get the item for it, which we opened earlier. So we're going to ignore you, because we don't need to deal with you right now. If you notice, I went down into the sewers earlier. And the reason for that is where the police badge is. So what we can do now is we can go and collect it. But first, we want to open this rift, because we're going to need that to get to the actual summoning location. But there we go, just to show you, the rift is there, and there is the badge. The final summoning piece that we require.
Oh shit! Now what?
So we go straight up, we go round to the Ruby Rose, which is just over here, and we go and complete the summon. So again, it's just up the first flight of stairs. We'll get rid of him, he's annoying me. So we place the badge, begin the ritual, and just like before, we're just going to follow a route. Any that appear ahead of us, we just ignore them, we're going to run straight past, or kill them if they get too much in the way. So we get to this point here, we let them follow us, let them get close, and then just drop down and walk around again. So that way you're not having to waste your ammo taking them out, you're not having to worry about any of it. So you can literally just focus on getting the item done, because they will follow a set route anyway. We can drop down over the top, and there's the end of the wave, just like that. And there is our final piece. But as you'll notice, because I did that at the start of a wave, we have lots of zombies to deal with. And a Magua. So what best thing to do in those sort of situations is get yourself outside. Give yourself a little bit of running room. Gives you a chance to take out the zombies that are in the way. But again, always check behind you. Very, very important thing to do. Plus, it's a good way of getting your points back too. Keep running. Create yourself room if you need to. Because with this, it's all about mobility. It's all about keeping on your toes so that you're not in a rush. Plus, knowing where the zombies spawn, like there, is an advantage. Take that max ammo. That'll do nicely. Oh, that was a bit close.
I will dance all over your dumb ass.
So again, never stand still for too long. Let yourself get a bit of an advantage.
Could you maybe go annoy someone else?
So now we're in a position to take the Magua down. There are less zombies. Just like that. That's one head down straight away. But let's go back and get that worm as well. So we'll make our way back there. He's not very happy with us, as you can see, but we just popped another one of his heads off, so he's not going to be, really. And there we go, that's another Magua down. And we got a nice max ammo from him too. But now we're going to go back up and collect the worm, and we're going to make our way down to the summoning point that we need. So we're going to grab that, shoot her in the face for getting in my way, ignore him, kill her, so we're now in a much better position to begin the final stage. But we're probably going to want to take out that fly, but we'll leave that for now. We're going to go straight down to the summoning point. So you want to go back to this portal here and head on through. These guys will spawn, so you're going to want to deal with them straight away. And you're going to come over to this area here, which is normally sealed off, but because we've collected all the pieces, it'll open up for us, so we can go through. So we're going to go to each of these pedestals and place our worms, as you can see. So there's number 1,
Okay. I guess this
and there's number 2. And what they'll do is they will actually put the bits up on the side wall here
goes here.
for us to run along. Always do this at the end of a wave, so you've only got one zombie to deal with.
I'm gonna
Otherwise you're going to have a bad time. So that will expand the route there too. We're now in a position to summon for the Pack-a-Punch. So we put the orb down. And once again, like before, we need to just keep... well, we need to keep moving. Got to keep away from the bastards that chase us down. Just like any other summoning ritual, you just keep moving, you don't let them touch you. And that's basically it. So we can sort of wait a bit, let them come round to us. Obviously, be careful not to kill that zombie at the start, otherwise you will have a bad time. But this way we can just keep it all under control, follow a certain route, and there you have it. This section here now becomes our Pack-a-Punch. So you can put a weapon in like so. It does take it out of your hands, so you are left vulnerable, so it's always best to do it when there's only one dude available. And bam, we have our Pack-a-Punch. And it's at this point you can actually actively start farming the zombies. Hey there guys, thanks for joining me for this episode. I thought it'd be a little bit different, something that can give you a little bit of help on getting set up in zombies the faster way. Obviously there are a few points there where I did mess up and didn't do things quite the right way, but obviously you can get the basic idea of what you need to do and the best way to go about doing it. If you have any questions about what happens next, or sort of what you need to do, or any other sort of tips and tricks you want to share, feel free to leave them in a comment below and we'll check them all out. I will also be doing further videos showing you the locations of the shield parts, as well as the locations of the fuses, and how to go about getting the Apothecary's Servant, if we can get away with it, as well as another little sneaky little tip on how you can skip the first 15 waves of the game, for those of you that like a little bit more of a challenge in going ahead. But anyways, that's enough from me. Thanks very much for joining me for this one, and I hope to see you guys in the next one.